You lay him down is totally different. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
when she get up, she gonna be like, "Hey,
that was great.
Good.
That was great, Ty Boogie. I like that.
did your thing, nigga." Like, hold on now.
Well, I feel like what you should
touch
do,
me like
but
that.
I feel like what you should do is never say never because it probably is a fine ass good vagina.
But I'm not short
pretty,
though, so it's
tall.
like,
And if you are, send your DMs to be
But respect-
at IG.
so this dude's
He
like
wanna
him.
climb him a tree.
All right, so let me just say this.
I am
so,
interested.
Let me just say this. So I'm a strong believer on everybody has preferences, and we shouldn't judge nobody based
Absolutely.
off their preferences. People have a light skin versus dark skin, a white girl versus black girl, and Mexican versus whatever the fuck, right? And my whole thing is we need to just respect people that they have their likes and dislikes in life. Everybody wants everybody to like everybody, and that's not how the world works. Now, I mean, so if you like short girls, if you like tall girls, that's
I like all
okay.
girls, but yeah.
That just all that means to me is that there is men out there that enjoy a woman that's taller than them. Now, I mean, that doesn't speak nothing down on my preferences. That doesn't speak nothing bad about your preferences.
Yeah.
But we're in a world of everybody's opinion is out there. So it's like if everybody's opinion ain't agreeable, then the masses is going to disagree, and now you're wrong. That's not true. Now, I mean, we all get off on a certain type. So now, boom, if I give in to what the masses is telling me to like, but my shit ain't getting right, now, I mean, that means, nigga, I'm just giving in to what y'all giving in, and now my experience is bad.
So you say that people don't like the abnormal stuff, like, cause I mean, a 5'9" guy dating a 6'5"
That's not
girl
abnormal, bro. That's
you
not.
don't see
that's-
that every day,
bro. That's not abnormal, cause most dudes, like, nigga, the average height is like 5'8", my
Yeah.
nigga. Like, yeah, I mean, and like somebody's dating a shorter guy.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like to your perspective of what you like, what gets you right, what makes you feel good is what you need to follow.
Yeah.
It's not what everybody's telling you to like, and everybody shouldn't have a judgment on what you like.
But women will judge. You know what I'm saying? Like you just said, I'm not gonna date if you was like 5'9".
But that's her
5'9".
preference.
No, I'm saying. But if you were 5'9", you know what I'm saying, you would not date a guy that's 5'7". Because you'll still be, it'd be under the same circumstance. You still have to look down on it.
But see, the thing about it is, I model, so and I like to step out and I like to look cute. I like to wear heels.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to consider your confidence every time I want to get cute and we going on a date.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to be able to put on these heels, and you're still taller than me. First of all, I want to be picked up. I want to be courted. I want to be treated like a little princess. You're little. Like, what?
She said, "You're little."
Like, you're little. Like, you can't do what I need to. You can't do what I want you to do.
Cheers, y'all.
What do you mean he can't do what you want him to do?
I mean,
I don't
yeah,
know
he
if I
gonna
want
be.
to know.
He gonna be able to. He can
yeah.
pick me up. He could. Okay, so let's say like.
Nigga, you got feet. The fuck you need to be picked up
No,
for?
I wanna be- I wanna be a princess.
It's just
Nigga,
a attractiveness.
Be a princess
and it's a
there.
mind
Ride in
thing.
the back seat.
No, listen, it's just the attractiveness and it's a mind thing. You don't prefer looking up to a woman because let's be real, it seems not as masculine to do that. She doesn't
I have
prefer.
such a great question after this.
She doesn't prefer
Me too.
going down to a man because it doesn't seem as feminine.
Like, I'm gonna feel
I'll get
masculine.
steps through.
However,
Pat.
like I said, them short niggas can pick you up and.
I ain't with the strong ass short nigga. She's
Shout out to the short niggas.
strong little nigga. All right, listen. All right, let me ask you a question though.
Shoot it.
So the same way men would say, I don't want a woman with a high body count. I don't want a girl that has fucked a lot of niggas. I don't want a girl that posts certain things on Instagram because it just turns me off. I don't want none of them girls. Now, I mean, I don't want a girl that's broke.
You don't want a girl that's broke.
I want a girl. Hold on. Because these are all preferences. I want a girl that will cook and clean and stay at home. You know what I mean? Is this the same spectrum? Is that wrong?
No, because it's your preference.
No.
You can have whatever you
We
like.
got a different room in here, cause
No,
that-
you
boy,
can have whatever you
TikTok
like.
be saying something else.
Yes.
Goddamn.
No,
I be like, these
because-
comments is crazy.
No, I feel like what people don't understand is you can have whatever you like. It's your preference. You don't want nobody broke. You don't have to have nobody broke. You don't want nobody short. You don't have to have nobody short. It's whatever you like. And there's nothing wrong with having a preference. That's like saying I would rather have a skinny girl than a thick girl. And somebody's getting mad like, oh, what you got against thick girls? Nothing. Right. I just am more attractive to skinny girls.
But when are you going to let your preferences put you out of somebody that is meant for you?
That's not true. If they was meant for,
no.
okay.
What if the nigga that's for you is shorter?
No, but listen. If he's for me, it'll work.
Why would God give me somebody for me that I'm not attracted to?
Because he's God.
Listen.
What if
Because at some point,
wait, hold on, Mimi. Can I say this? And I promise you got the mic.
Go ahead.
Yo, listen. What if the dude that you are actually attracted to is a short dude, but you won't know that until you get past how short he is. So once you talk to him, you find out, yo, this dude checks every box.
That
He's
boy
great to my
preaching
kids.
today.
I am. He checks every box. He talks to my kids.
He checks every box except for his height. So why can't I get somebody who has the height and check every box?
So now I'm about to break it down.
Break it down.
I'm gonna break it down.
Break it down. Boogie down.
So he eat the box exactly how you want.
Yes.
To the point where you don't want to go to work. You know what I mean? He pay all of your bills. Know what I mean? And when you want to go out, he lets you be nice and sexy. Know what I mean? And he's taking care of your kids, and he's a great example to your kids. But he's an inch shorter than you.
Are you gonna be like,
oh,
that's fine?
nigga, you only 5'8"?
No. Listen. No.
And he got the law.
In that case, he's checking off. In that case, he's checking off on all other boxes to the point where the good outweighs the bad.
Yes, but let's be honest.
But you have to get into him
first.
And deal with him.
This is what I'm saying. Let's be honest. We're all human beings, and the first thing we look at is
the physical.
The physical before we even date somebody. So if he's short, she probably not even gonna get to all them boxes to even get to know him because that's not her type.
Right. All right. So I got a question for y'all.
That's problematic.
So do y'all feel like the more money women make, the less options they have, and the more money men make, the more options they have?
Definitely.
As far as dating?
That was a great question. Hold up. Let me answer the question.
Wait on that because I seen.
Because I had a whole conversation about this.
That was a great question.
Because
I ain't never even thought about that.
Because think about it.
Regroup.
Because I was just having this conversation with somebody about how like when men make more money, because the person was like, when men make more money, women should automatically feel like, all right, let me step my game up because my man has more options. Whereas if a woman makes more money, then she has less options because less men are meeting her standards.
Tamia, that is the most factual question. I don't even know. Like, listen, I never thought about it like that. So the thing about it is most men are intimidated by women that have a lot of money.
Facts.
Because they feel like, I can't afford her. That's the first question that comes to a nigga mind. I can't afford her. And the reason why they have that mindset is because most men, we go into it on from a standpoint of, I want to take care of her. Right. And I mean, vice versa.
It's more than I can afford her, Tyreek. It's also, I don't feel a man likes to feel needed. And when she has money and she's independent, she gives off that aura of, I want you, but I don't need you. And a man needs to feel needed. They want to feel needed.
And a man that doesn't feel needed, automatically, like, his attitude is way different than a man that feels like you need him. Like, a man that feels like you don't need him is like he gets sassy automatically because it's like, damn, like, I mean, I know you don't need me, but you don't got to act like that. Like, bro, all I said was, can you bring the bag outside? Like, why you mad at me because I asked you to bring the bag outside? That has nothing to do with me not needing you to put this trash bag somewhere else.
They also get jealous of their woman.
You know what it is? But y'all have to think about the societal norms as well. You have to understand that in society, it is, even back in the old societies of the village time, this nigga over there feeling himself. Listen. So even back in the old societal times or whatever, you have to think about it. The man takes care of the village. The man takes care of his kingdom. So when he's in a position where he is now the king that is only supporting his queen because he has less than his queen, he's in a position that he wasn't preparing to be in. I mean, so now he's already coming from an insecure paradigm. I mean, because that's not where he wants to be. So that is why most women that have a lot, they don't get as many men. I mean, they may get as many men as far.
But what if he has money too, though? And she just
That
has
wasn't-
a lot of money too.
I mean, yeah, that wasn't her question though. So like,
She
if they
was
both
saying
have
if
a lot of
have-
money,
if he has less and she has more, that was the
No,
question.
I was saying women, the more money women make, the less options they have. The more money men make, the more options they have.
y'all have to
Because
understand. Y'all have to understand that most men want to make more than their woman.
Yes.
The more money you have as a woman, and this is very problematic. The more money you have as a woman, there's less men that feel
Make
that they're in a position to support you.
Yeah.
Right.
Now,
They don't feel as
They don't
dominant.
feel like they can
That's
be
not
in that
right,
relationship.
though.
They don't feel like they can afford it.
That's not okay.
It's not. See, okay, now
It's not okay because it should be more than money. You can support me mentally. You can support me emotionally.
But-
we both got a bag, so we both living good. You got money and I got money. We both living good.
So would you date a man that?
But then
dates-
y'all be
watch
complaining
this.
about broke women. I'm confused.
Right.
You
So
want a
what-
broke woman, the one who got her own money.
So would you date
Got
a
some
dude
money,
that makes
at
less
least
than
a
you?
little bit.
yes.
I'm asking Desha.
Oh.
Deja.
Would you make a dude?
I have.
So let's just say I'm gonna speak very ballpark right now. If you make $60,000, would you date a dude that makes $25,000?
25.
25 G's.
But that's far. Let me tell you,
Like,
no,
would you
no,
date
no,
a dude
no.
that makes $30,000?
That's less
a year?
than $300 a week.
And and nobody say anything. I want to say something to her answer. Go ahead.
The only reason why I wouldn't is because I have children, and I require a certain type of man to come into my life. If he's gonna come into my life and help me with my children, he can't be a burden. Meaning, I'm helping him and my children. If you making only $300 a week, you're gonna be some type of burden because I have children.
$3,000 a month is what I said. Did I say that?
No, she said $35,000 a year.
You said
Or
$35,000. Yeah, okay.
$30,000 a
The
year.
30,000 a year.
Okay,
That's
what he
Nah,
making a
too
month?
much Taylor.
Right.
If he's making $3,000 a month, okay, I can do with that. I can work
Okay.
with that. As long as he got a bit, yeah, I can work with that.
And this is the reason why I said $3,000 a month, because I want to get to this point. Do you understand that $25,000 a year could pay off just the rent? I mean, so he can afford to just pay your rent. I
That's
mean,
it. That's it.
But is that not good enough to that man that's
I
right
feel
for
like
you?
I feel like
Definitely good enough.
if I really like him and he has ambition, that's I don't want him to be stuck in that.
Hold on.
I don't want him to be stuck in that. If he has ambition, I don't want him to be like I'm only stuck in paying her rent. I want him to.
Right.
I can only pay the rent right now, but I'm gonna try to figure out ways to help you more. I don't want you to continue to be comfortable with just paying my rent.
Yeah. So this is why I bring that up, because I feel like women have numbers confused. Now, I mean, they have numbers confused when they start speaking out numbers like, oh, $70,000 is not enough. $100,000 is not enough.
Speak on
Do
it.
you know what
That shit come from
$100,000?
social
Do you
media.
know what $75,000 looks like in your life?
I'm trying to tell
A
you.
man could support himself and he can support you with
I didn't-
200.
Right, I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with
Word.
that.
So with
that came from
$200,000,
social
with
media.
$200,000, your whole spectrum on life can change if all you're making is $40,000. And I'm not even speaking down on the $40,000. Matter of fact, let's speak on $40,000, because $40,000 is the most common job. If you're making $40,000 and he brings his $40,000 to your $40,000, y'all now have a household income of $80,000. $80,000 is a big difference from the $40,000 that you was originally living. Now, I mean, so while a lot of women are speaking on dudes and calling them broke, your life could shift.
Yes.
If you just accept the man that loves you, will treat you well, talk to your kids nice, know what I mean, and he's making equivalent to what you're making. Know what I mean, or y'all combine y'all finances and do what y'all do.
You said equivalent. That's not what you said before. You said, would I date a man making less? And you said $25,000 a year. That's pennies.
So the reason why I brought up $25,000 is because I want you to think of the spectrum of him taking care of the family as far as the household bills.
$25,000, he's probably taking care of about one or two light bills.
$25,000?
I see you.
But he's not getting that all at once.
$25,000
I
is
don't
about
think of numbers.
It's
He's
about
not-
$2,000
He's
a
not getting
month.
that all at once. So he's paying one thing each month.
Word.
One or two things each month, because he's not getting the whole $25,000 right then and there. It took him a whole $365 to get $25,000.
$365.
Sorry, 365 days.
Word.
365
We got you.
days to get $25,000. That's a lot of days.
A lot of days. A lot of long days.
But I feel like, but okay. So based off of what you said, Tyreek, like that's a prime example of. I'm gonna shift it a little bit. I'm gonna shift the subject a little bit. That's the difference between why women don't date broke men, but men date broke women. Because men's personalities, their attitudes, their morals, when they're broke, they don't have any. They're willing to do whatever to get to the top. They're willing to step on your toes. They're willing to use you. Whereas broke women, they'll use you, but women will love you when they're broke. Men don't love you. They just want to get to where they got to go.
I completely
Men's
disagree.
confidence completely shot. When they feel like you have more than them, their confidence is completely shot. They're not a joy to be around. If you want to go on a free date,
they're not a joy to be around.
They're not a joy.
I've been with a dude who was down on his luck, and when I say it messes with your sex drive as well. He didn't want to have sex.
Don't want to do anything.
Very down. I'm talking.
What do you mean
about
he didn't want to have
focused.
sex? Like, what was his aura like when sex was being brought about?
It was just never brought up. He didn't care to do it because he was so focused
on trying to get the next dollar.
Yeah,
So is that a bad thing that he's so driven?
It's messy. If you're in a relationship, sometimes you're going to be up and sometimes you're going to be down. You can't just forget about the relationship when you're down.
You want to know something about that relationship that you
most
just spoke
people
on?
will.
Hold on. Do you know what that relationship that you just spoke on?
And sometimes it's not that they're driven.
Roland could attest with me.
And sometimes it's not that they're driven. They just sitting in their sadness.
Okay, so that's different. So I can't
You
talk
have
for, I
tho-
can't
you
talk
have
for
those
them
broke
anomalies.
men.
When you're down days are bound to happen, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So when you're down, the only thing that can make you feel better is that woman that's by your side.
Oh man, the comfort.
When
of
a
woman,
man
yes.
is down, that's one of the hardest parts because you're like,
Yes.
damn, she's so used to this lifestyle.
Yes.
And now I can't fulfill this lifestyle I've done brought her to. The only thing that can make me feel confident enough to bring her back to this is her.
Is her.
I mean, to make
That's
me...
not true.
Let me finish. So the only thing that can make me feel like I'm confident enough to get back up there is her. To let me know that she is still confident in me in the place that we're at now. Nothing drags a man down more than a woman that is going to speak down on him while he's down.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So now I'm going to let you speak.
don't-
your
No,
point.
I agree
There
with
are
that.
some.
Please
There
don't
are
beat
some.
my ass.
No. But there are some women who will speak a life into you while you're down, and as a man, you just can't deal with it. You can't deal with the fact that you're down. So it definitely, what you said is true, but it depends on the person that you
depends
are.
on the
It depends
man.
on the woman. It depends on the man. Because if you're a man because I've been in that position where you're down and out, you're on your last 500. I'm going to match your 500 and encourage you. Does that mean I'm getting treated better? No. Does that mean that I'm getting loved more? No, because you're so stuck in the fact that you're broke and you're trying to get your next dollar that you cannot function in a relationship.
So to me, I'm going to ask this question. So to that man, I have a perfect example actually, because you're putting apples and bananas in the same barrel, and you're smart enough to understand what I'm about to say. So would your past and your present do the same thing?
No. First of all, my present is way different.
All right, so stop right there. That was all I
have to
asked.
learn.
So that's all I asked. So what I'm asking you is, doesn't that mean there was a problem in who you chose to be that man?
But I said that. I said it depends on the man and it depends on the woman. It depends on if you have a woman that's going to put you down where you're down. You have some women who be like, damn, you ain't got that $50 you said you were going to get last week. That's crazy. Whereas you have a woman who is like, you know, it's okay, baby. I got that $50. You got a man who's like, damn, like that shit crazy. I still ain't got that $50. And he treating you like shit, and he talking crazy about you because you got $50 and you offered it to him, and his lack of confidence and his self-consciousness is
Somebody
killing
my
him.
sister done dealt with ain't had $49.99 is what she's saying.
Crackhead love ain't love no more. Crackhead love is obsolete no more.
Who the fuck had crackhead love?
No, I'm saying
Who the hell doing crack? Hold on now.
No, crackheads.
But y'all know what I mean.
No, we don't.
I hate you, motherfucker.
I'm mad you got on black colleges talking about crackheads.
I have
No,
a
man.
question after
Yeah,
this
bro.
too.
But what I'm saying is this though, you know what I'm saying? Like when the chips are down on both ends, you know what I'm saying? Even when when one person comes up, do you still have less love, or you be like, or you like, hey, come on, we're in this together, or what is it like? Like, are you gonna be like, come on, we can do this together, or you can be like, damn, come on, we need to find some way to do this, or I can't be with you.
It depends on the person.
That's not the way. That second part is not the way. I'm not being with no girl like that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you another funny thing. All right, and my girl might not want me to say this. What I'm gonna say. So, I'll put it in a clean way.
I see you, Mr. Elite.
One of the first, so there was a night I met her while I was on a military dime. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You dropped a lot of tea.
No.
That nigga said surf date. Hold on.
We was like at that time they gave us leave days, so we was allowed to take like breaks and stuff like that. So, anyways, it was a night that we was vibing so well, it didn't matter where we stayed together. We just wanted to stay together. You know what I mean? So we stayed in a hotel that was a lot cheaper than many hotels that we could have stayed in because it was the only one that was open. I mean, at the time that we was together at that time of night. So, but being that she was down for that cause, it meant so much more than us going to the Hilton that night. I mean, so it showed me that she's down for if I was down. Yeah. It was all about I just want to be with you. It was all about let's just be in each other's presence. You have to understand, life is about experience. Like we get so drawn into the eyes and so drawn into what's showing up in our phones that we forget life is about experiences and how it makes us feel sensationally. That means because of the sensations that I was able to give her just by being in my presence, I mean, she was willing to enjoy that no matter what the room looked like. I mean, so that says so much more. All of that, you're not going to be down for the cause and all that other, I'm not, like those moments teach me that. So I say all of that to say, it's who you're dealing with.
Exactly. I mean? Yeah. So my question is a little different from this topic. My question is, do you think it's offensive or not offensive for a man to ask a woman for a prenup when getting married? Is that offensive or is that not offensive? Is that okay or is that not okay to ask a woman for a prenup when getting married?
I feel like I think a prenup is definitely necessary, and this is why. And me and my lady, we talked about this. Shout out to my lady, because I'm just talking about you tonight.
This man is in love.
Shout out to Leona.
Whatever you did to him, keep doing that.
Yo, listen,
he's dripping.
I ain't never
love.
seen him be like this, and I ain't one of his homeboys, so you know I'm
with the
telling
red
the
hat
truth.
on social media, right?
No, that ass. You know the homeboys be Kevin. I'm not Kevin.
But listen,
never seen this before.
So this is my thing. So so this is my thing about a prenup. So if somebody's living the best,
Nigga crazy.
Look at it, you got him blushing and everything. I didn't you blush that hard. Yo.
But now listen. So my thing about a prenup is if somebody is benefiting off of all the good things you did in life,
look at that.
I'm trying
to crack it up now.
Desha, I feel good. When that nigga YT said, I feel sexy and fun. Hey, shot the clock, man.
Shot the clock. Hey,
Stop.
Stop.
So stupid.
Not stupid. You so stupid.
Y'all finna mess up my makeup.
All right, but listen though. So say the question again.
Branding.
Say the question again.
We was talking about prenups. Is that okay or is that not okay
Is
for a
it-
man to ask?
All right, so this is my thing.
But she said it doesn't
what
kind
I'm
of
saying,
offensive.
some women will be like, a prenup.
Maybe.
You're really just asking me for a prenup. That's
Right.
very offensive because it's as if you don't trust me. It's as if you're doing this. Is that we're gonna break up one day and I'm gonna take all your money, so you got to be prepared. Why are we even speaking that into our relationship? And then you got on the other hand is this is life. Sometimes stuff happens. Sometimes divorce happen, and if it does happen, we got this right here to say who has what.
Exactly. So that is my biggest thing. So if you cheat on me and you come into my life, like I marry you and you come into my life, you reap the benefits of all of my cars, my houses. You know what I mean? And then you cheat on me and you still get to benefit everything you was introduced to into my life. But you cheated on me, and now you still have those things. Right, in a prenup, it says that even if I cheat on you, that's how I take it. Mm-hmm. Even if I do you wrong, even if something I do does you in a dirty way, I still get the benefit from that. I'm not okay with that. You know what I mean?
But
like,
y'all got kids and family.
so the kids could
Fuck
benefit
them
from that.
kids. Fuck that family.
The kids, the thing about it is the kids will benefit from that. That
Yes.
is when you have child support. You have things
Yes.
like that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Things
That
that
is.
support the child.
Yes.
But a prenup says that I'm used to this type of lifestyle, so I need to continue to have it. No, you're used to this type of lifestyle because you was introduced to it by me. If you do me wrong, now I mean, you are fired from that job. Isn't that how like any job works? If you're used to the check you're getting, once you
I really want to know
like,
how. I really don't want to know how does that work in court. How do you prove that I was cheating to win
Drop
this
it.
case?
Drop
you ain't
it down
seen
in the
Facebook?
comments.
I mean, I'm pretty
You
sure
ain't
I'm pretty sure it's a case where you really have to prove it.
Yeah.
But let's just speak for the cases that's well proven.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, in that circumstance, I think it's very necessary to say a prenup is necessary. I think a prenup is best to just cover yourself. I mean, just to tell you, like, look, if you just so happen to think of fucking up, now I mean, you're losing everything you're used to. Now I mean, and if you know you're not gonna fuck up, I'm not gonna do it to you either.
Yep.
But I agree.
Then why is a prenup
I
an
agree
issue?
with, I agree with you saying, but let's look at in somebody else's shoes that say
Drop your comments. Drop the comments down below. If you have had a prenup or signed a prenup, and tell us why. Like, tell us your real reasoning.
yeah. So basically, I'm gonna put myself in somebody else's shoes. I agree with everything that you're saying, but in somebody else's shoes, they may feel like I'm human, and sometimes my marriage might not work out. Sometimes I might feel like he's neglecting me, so I'm human. I may cheat and make a mistake. And you tell me because I make a mistake, I can't get nothing. I married you for all these years. I've done all these things with you for these years. I've raised your children. I've ironed your clothes. I've cooked your dinners. And because you were neglecting me and I felt neglected, I made a mistake as a human and cheated. I don't get nothing out this marriage.
So
You are
is
not
cheating
entitled.
is cheating a mistake that is allowed?
Is neglecting a mistake that's allowed?
Is cheating a mistake that is allowed?
It is not.
No.
And neither is neglecting.
I feel
And
like
neither-
neglect.
What do you mean by neglecting?
I'm-
Are you talking about neglecting somebody that cheated on you? Is
No,
neglecting
no.
a person that cheated on you allowed?
No, she's saying
No.
neglect.
He
Neglect was the
neglecting
cause.
me.
Cheating was the effect.
Yeah, neglect was the cause, so I cheated. Or,
My sister's so smart. Y'all
what
see
if,
my sister? This is my sister. This is
Or
my
what
blood.
if-
So he's so
Her-
proud
her
of you.
body.
Look at
or
him.
are you telling me, okay,
I'm
say
always
for
proud of my
instance, you've
sister.
been beating my ass.
That's what I was
Right.
about to say.
Okay, that's different.
But
That's not different because in the prenup, it don't say nothing about beating ass.
No.
What's
Whooping
the
ass?
prenup
No,
say?
prenup is if you leave,
listen.
then I get what you got.
Right.
A prenup is a contract that you both you and him have to come to terms with before you guys sign it.
So
Right.
this is
so
my
it can
point.
be very
come to
much. It
terms.
can
So
it
you
can
can
be
put that
different.
in there.
You can
Because
make
in a prenup,
anything
it can
in
say
it.
50-50. In a prenup, it could say 20-40. In a prenup, it could say 80-20. Like
In
in
the
a
prenup,
prenup,
it can say you get the house, I get the car.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
This is what
It
I would.
depends.
Yes.
So this is what I would put in a.
sign a
Some
prenup,
people
ladies.
some people just think it's a sign of bad luck when
No,
you do that.
listen.
No.
So this is what I would put in a prenup. I would put like if this was to happen, this would be the effect. If you was to cheat, I mean, then you get nothing. If I was to cheat on you, you get part of whatever I have. Now, I mean, I feel like that is more, but if it's just if we break up, you get whatever I have. It's just like okay, well, if once I stop liking you, I'm going to cheat on you and go be with the next man and still benefit off of you.
This is
But
how
it
I
could be
feel.
vice versa.
Yeah, this is how I feel like
No,
a prenup.
and that's what I'm saying. That's why I played it by both halves.
So if let's go through the
I'ma
line.
break-
If you
I'm
were
gonna-
married, how would your prenup go? I feel like if I was married and we had kids, right? The prenup will go, I get the house because I have the kids. Unless the kids gonna come stay with you. If they living with me, I get the house, right? I get the house. Go find you an apartment. I'm raising kids.
If he cheats,
Yeah.
or
I'm
if
not
you
gonna-
cheat.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hold
I
on,
don't
hold on,
care.
Hold on. I want her to answer this. If he cheats,
I
does he
would-
get the house?
If he cheats,
No. If he cheats, do you get the house? Or if he cheats,
why
Does
my
he-
my prenup doesn't have to be cheating if we separate. If we decide to separate
it
because
can't
of
be
whatever
automatic.
reason.
Because
It is,
if you
whatever
fucked up
reason.
our lifestyle, if you fucked up our family, you should not be able to benefit off of the biggest thing that we own, which is our house. If you just wanted to
You
suck a
don't know
dick
why.
at work
You
at
don't
T-Mobile,
know. You don't know why she fucked up. It's so many scenarios. You don't know why she
Now-
cheated though. He could have been beating her ass or
I'm
neglecting her or
painting
whatever.
word, and that's a fact. There's always gonna be multiple scenarios, but I'm painting the easiest scenario we could paint Now, I mean, if she was just happen to step out and do something crazy, she should not be able to benefit from the hard work that he worked for, and he gets kicked out.
Who's to say he did all the hard work?
All the hard work.
Who's
Y'all
to
are
say
married. Y'all both.
Wait,
This is both
no,
y'all
I'm-
foundation.
Okay, I'm painting.
But
I'm
look
painting
at
a
what I had
scenario
before
for
you.
y'all. I'm painting a scenario for y'all.
Okay,
I'm a man with my own house.
A prenup is what you had
Prenup is a
before
hot
her
topic now.
that you still want to keep.
You said what?
A prenup is all of the stuff that you had before her, and then she got with you.
Exactly.
And you want to keep that stuff
Yeah,
if
yeah.
she do
Yes,
some fucked
yes,
up ass shit.
yes,
So you had that
yes.
house and car before her.
Yes.
She moved in and did some fucked up
Exactly,
shit.
yes.
I get to keep my own shit.
Exactly.
You can't take my
Exactly.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Can
facts.
you imagine?
I feel like that's valid.
Yeah.
That's
Can you imagine
valid.
the opposite? Can
That's
you
it.
imagine? I work for everything I work for as a single man.
As a
right?
single
as a
guy.
single man. I bust my ass. I got all my cars. I got my house.
And I got with
get
you.
into a relationship with you. I
And you
marry
cheat.
you. You cheat on me. Suck the nigga in T-Mobile's back room. Know what I mean? You sucked his dick. You did it. You did it.
Hey,
Not me.
T-Mobile need to sponsor her. He been talking about T-Mobile.
Listen.
No,
all
that
day.
ass.
Y'all need to
dead
do
ass.
better with my premium. Listen, so
Gave up the dome.
You did what you did, and now you still get to get what I bust my ass for. That's not fair.
That's understandable. I thought
That's all I'm saying.
I thought
But
we
what
were
if she got
talking
your
about-
kids?
I
What if
thought
your
we were talking
kids?
about like stuff that you guys built together, and it's kind of tricky when you have kids because you don't want her to
Once
not
again,
have
Yeah.
nothing.
once
and-
again,
Like, what if
that's
she?
all-
What if she got your
You
kids?
can, and you can always in a
I
prenup,
got my kids.
in a
Hey,
prenup.
talking about-
You can al-
Nigga
Kids,
said, fuck
come
you.
on over,
My
nigga.
kids
One
staying over with me.
But in
you
a-
live with that bitch
in
in
a
one
pre- in
bedroom.
a prenup, you can always modify it year to year, however you want to modify it.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And there's also postnups.
Okay,
You know
listen,
what I'm
y'all.
saying?
I'm a my fault for cutting you.
You
off,
good,
bro.
you good.
So I'm gonna switch the subject. All right, because ladies, I really want y'all to answer this question.
I got one though. Go ahead.
What is an example of a man giving sassy behavior? Because the word men being sassy is kind of viral right
Yes,
now.
and this
So
shit
what
is
is
so
an example?
annoying.
What is an example of a man
give you
giving
an example.
sassy behavior?
I'll give you an example.
Yeah, and I feel like the way I said sassy was a little sassy. All right, so good.
I'm just so tired of social media. Like, everybody learns toxic and gaslighting, and now everything that they think is different is gaslighting, is sassy and toxic. It's like, bro, y'all don't even know the real meaning.
I feel like sassy is.
Crazy.
I've talked to a guy before that I felt like I called him the B word because I felt like he was sassy and on his period. Because if you're a guy that's continuously arguing with women, whether it's a friend, a family member, your girlfriend, somebody on the internet, and you going back and forth with a girl all day with a girl, this is not a man, this is a girl. And you going back and forth continuously. That is sassy as fuck.
It's,
So at
called,
what-
it's called communication.
At what
right?
point in time?
No, I said arguing all day, going back and forth. You know, girls, we got all we
Emotional.
sassy, we emotional. We gonna go back and forth. We gonna snap our fingers. We gonna do all of that.
So is
But
that
you
okay?
Going back and forth. You going back and forth. It's not okay,
In
but
the
that is
same-
who we are, and it's not okay for you to do it, and you are doing it as if you were us.
So let me ask you a question.
It's not okay.
No. So being that it's not okay, at what point in time can that man defend himself?
Exactly.
Okay, so there's a
you
difference.
couldn't defend yourself. I'm saying, and did you hear what I said at first? I said a man that's always arguing with the female, whether it be his girlfriend, a family member, somebody on the internet. This guy was always going back and forth with a different girl on the internet, always arguing with his girl, always arguing with his mama, sister, and goes back and forth all day long with him.
So what accountability do those women need to take?
I mean,
We're talking
in
about
that
the
man
man right
defending
now.
himself.
You're asking. It's okay for him to defend himself, but at some point, as a
I see what
man,
you're saying.
you need
Yeah.
to say, "Okay, I'm a man. I'm not gonna keep going all day long
I see what
with
you're
you
saying.
females."
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
because
So what we
first of
supposed to
all,
say-
that
females
is
are
exactly
more
how I am.
females. First of all,
That's what I was
females.
like. I see what you're saying because I don't argue with no girls. so I'm
Females
just
are
not
first of
doing
all,
it.
females are more emotional, and there's a difference between a man being in tune with his emotions and then a man being sassy. Those are two different things. A man can express to you what he won't deal with and what he will deal with, and then there's a man that will be like, "I just can't believe you." Da, 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 da.
And they continuously do that. They continuously whine as if basically a sassy man is when they revert. It's reversed roles.
I can't do it.
Right?
I
It's reversed
cannot
roles.
do it.
He's whining all day. He's bickering all day. He's insecure. He's sad that you're going out dressed like that. He's always whining. He's making a post on Instagram going back and forth. It's giving. That's what females do.
So I got a
let
question.
Wait, hold on, Mimi. Let me ask you a question. Real quick. So at what point in time, because y'all always saying y'all want men to be vocal about their feelings.
Yes, I'm very big on that.
How is that, like, how does that fit in the middle of that? Because, on one hand, you're saying you don't like the way he's reacting about the way he feels.
But
you're saying you want him to explain his
Explain
himself.
Okay, if I, like, say,
please tell us
say,
how you want us to do this.
This is what I want you to do. If I say, I'm upset at you because you didn't put the remote back. And he's like, okay, I didn't put the remote back because I had a long day at work. I've been working. I worked a 12-hour shift. I'm tired, and I just forgot. And I said, I work too. That don't mean we forget our responsibilities. In order to keep this house intact, we have to put stuff back where we got it from. He like, but like I said, it was just da-da-da-da. And then here I go with another. And then but like I said, as a man, you're like, okay, what I'm going to say is I was tired. I forgot to do it. Next time I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm not finna argue about this with you. You're not finna have.
But you know how.
You're not finna have.
Double dutching.
Bro, you're not
looked
finna
over
have.
and to me is like.
You're not finna.
Let you get ready to double dutching.
And then goes on Instagram. Man, I just hate when people always complaining about remotes and shit. No. You're a bitch.
Sassy.
Why did you go to the internet?
Okay, going on Instagram is crazy. Like that's going.
That's what dudes do though.
But how
bitch ass niggas do that?
But how?
We're talking about bitch ass niggas. We're talking about sassy niggas.
Let's let Rowland.
I think I just got mad at bitch ass.
Let's let Rowland talk his shit. Go ahead.
That's sassy.
So how do you want us to express the way you need to be talked to?
Okay, so first of all, where it starts is a time. As a man, first of all, since women need to be more feminine, need to be more submissive, men have to understand, okay, well, this is not the time to say it. She's in her feelings. I know she's not thinking logically. Let me wait to the time. Because I would say the one thing that works in my relationship is my boyfriend literally waits for the time to say something. He's not going to tell me when he sees I'm heated, but I'm not going to lie, like that shit don't make no sense. Because he knows his emotional ass girlfriend is going to have a fucking fit. Because why are you trying to say this certain shit to me when you know at this time?
But why does he have to wait every time for your feelings to be okay?
Because I'm the most emotional.
That's what I'm saying.
As a man, you should have more control over your emotions. But I do.
Don't push the fucking buttons. We don't want you to push our buttons all the time.
But who said I was pushing his buttons because I feel some type of way?
Baby.
If I'm feeling some type of way, listen, if I'm feeling some, if you know I had a badass day, you know I'm emotional, you know I just called you and I'm like, man, my manager did this, my da-da-da-da-da. That's not the time to tell me that something I said to you yesterday upset you. You have to be man enough.
No, but that's understandable. But what if we're not talking about that? We're talking about, like, say if you feel like he did something wrong, y'all having a debate. When does it become he's too sassy? Because just because you're emotional doesn't mean he gotta say, I'm not gonna say how I feel right now.
I don't believe in that. And matter of fact, I always tell him, like, you know, like when we're having a conversation and it's always about something that we disagreed on or we had an issue, I always be like, you know, tell me what you feeling like.
Yeah, that's what I agree. But it sounded like at first you were saying he should wait until you're
No,
less
I'm saying
emotional.
if you, because Rowland was asking like, okay, so at what point do we stand up for ourselves? And it's not about you backing down and being submissive to your woman, but you also have to understand your woman's emotions. So if your woman, if you know that you have an emotional woman and she had a terrible day, you don't come home to her and express.
What if he had a terrible day too?
Exactly.
If he had a terrible day as well, then you come, but you approach me with that. Damn, babe, I had a terrible day.
You can do the same thing to him too. I think what we forget.
But listen.
Men are human.
But
they can be.
But what I'm saying is, I gave him that.
Just like us.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, I gave him that. What I'm saying is, it's a circumstance where he knows I had an emotional day. He comes home, babe, I had an emotional day. Damn, this happened. I'm like, yeah, babe, this happened. Now we're into a deep conversation, and eventually we get to, yeah, because yesterday, I happened, and now we're having a conversation about what our problems were within each other. But we have to have that safe space. You cannot choose. choose to express your issues when it's not a safe space for your partner. Your partner is defensive at this moment, and you're trying to express something else that is an issue.
You saying, I get it. When you saying when I'm emotional right now, and you know I'm emotional,
you cannot tell me,
it's
woman or
time.
man. You cannot do that.
I want to ask this question so bad. I literally was just having this argument with my partner.
Twin right here. This is my twin right here.
I was just having this argument with my partner, right? And the argument that I was having.
Yo, listen. Go ahead. Ask your question, Desha.
The argument that I was having, I seen a post on Twitter. And the post on Twitter said, if I address something you did that I didn't like or bother me, it's not your time to tell me something that I did that you didn't like. You had your chance to address that and you didn't. That's your fault. You should have been said something. That gives me manipulator vibes, because what this is what human beings do, right? I'm upset about something. I feel like I'm upset because you didn't wash the dishes. They take that opportunity to say, well, I was upset about you not washing the dishes 2 weeks ago. That's not your time to tell me you were upset about that. You should have said you were upset about that 2 weeks ago. I feel like you're using this moment to deflect.
No.
You're deflecting. That is deflecting.
But what if
you should have said you're only saying you're upset about the dishes right now because you don't want the pressure to be on you for me being mad about you not washing the dishes.
No. But what if I'm telling you this, like, you're like, why didn't you do the dishes? I'm like, well, you didn't do the dishes last week, and I was upset about it too. But I took it upon myself to try to get you to try to be understanding. So in this case,
that don't mean that I have to be the same way as you and be understanding.
But that's not me invalidating. That's not me invalidating your feelings. That's me giving you an example of, okay, babe, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I apologize I made this mistake, but you also made this mistake. And I had it in me to feel like, okay, well, let me be considerate of your feelings. So can you find the kindness in your heart to do the same thing that I just did?
Why? Why do I have
You don't have to.
Why?
But that's me giving an example. That's not me manipulating.
Wait, so let me ask you a question.
But people do that, though. I don't have, just because you saved my feelings, that doesn't mean when I'm upset about something, I have to hold it in and save your feelings.
I agree.
No, I'm upset about it. And just because you didn't say nothing, that don't mean I don't have to say nothing.
But
you should have said something.
But
you decide to say something when I'm saying something.
But a person, okay, because I'm like that. Like, if something upsets me, well, I used to be like that, because now I'm talking my shit. But before, if you do something that upsets me, I'm going to try to consider you in that moment, because that's who I am. If you tell me I don't like the way I'm like, oh, I apologize. I didn't know. But you've done that before too, and it's not on some manipulative shit. It's on some, hold on now, let's be human for a second, because you did the same thing that you're upset about. You're upset at me about.
And we can absolutely be human, but that being human is also telling you that thing that you're doing, I don't like it.
But it's not manipulation to say that.
Said you didn't like it, but you didn't say it. You said it when I decided to voice when I didn't like it.
So this is my thing. It's a new voice out there, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Wait, so this is my thing. I feel like if something doesn't bother you, I don't think you should expect everybody not to be bothered by that same thing.
Yes.
I mean, life is about perspectives.
And people will act like they are bothered by it too.
And the thing about it is, again, life is about perspectives, and your perspective may be more bothered by that person because of something else. I mean? So if that person doesn't bring it up, doesn't mean you have to be okay with if they do it. I mean, that is on you. You wasn't bothered enough to bring it up.
Exactly.
I mean, that's not on me. If I bring it up, it's because it triggers me.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm all about all of us in this room are individuals. It's not that we're all one, and because you make sense in your head, I think we don't understand how much everything in our world, everybody in this room, we have our own world. As much as we would like to think that we matter and like everybody sees us as we matter as much as we matter to ourselves, we don't matter that much. Now, I mean, you have your own word, you have your own word, you have your own world. So the way you see the world is based off of your perspective. So if you want to be with a partner, you have to respect that they possibly see the world differently.
And I could give you a perfect example. Okay, so I was arguing about it. I was literally arguing about this. So let me give you an example so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about, right? So my partner was like, her friend kind of told on her, and he was like, this girl walked up to your girl and kind of like grabbed her ass, and she didn't say nothing. And I was like, that's not okay that you didn't say nothing. You should have been like, don't do that, I have a girl. And she was like, well, mind you, I ain't worked in the club in months. She was like, well, when you was working at the club, I'm pretty sure you was letting them dudes grab on your butt.
That's an assumption, first of all.
That is deflect. She was and we both know some dudes might walk past and grab you without you wanting them to grab your butt at the club, but that is called deflecting, because you don't want to deal with me being upset that girl just grabbed your butt.
It's like
and
a
you
tick
didn't say
for
nothing.
tat.
Yes, it's a tit for tat, because you don't want to be held accountable for that. You're going to say, hey, what I'm going to do is bring up something similar that you did, so that I don't have to deal with the consequences.
That's not fair.
Right.
If it troubled you that much, you should have brought it up.
Exactly.
And
I
I
feel
feel
like
like,
that
when
you
it
didn't
comes
bring it up 2 months ago, so don't bring it up when you just did something that I'm bringing
But,
up.
So, but let's
be
say
realistic. Go ahead, Mimi.
let's say she'd be like, okay, but you know, the nigga in the club, he just grabbed your ass to, like, you know, when you was just in the club, he grabbed your ass, like, so I'm not understanding. So there are cases, I'm not gonna say all the time, but there are cases where people will feel like, okay, well, I swallowed that.
That's
what I
your
was
fault.
gonna
So you should be able to swallow it. But
No, we're two different people.
Nah, but I feel like
there are people out here that feel like, well, damn, baby, I swallowed it. Can you swallow that for me? Now, that doesn't mean that you have to, but there are people out here that think like that. That's not manipulation. That's just that's just the way they think.
Word.
And that's the
Real
wrong
life,
way
hold
to
on,
think.
Hold on.
That is the wrong way to think.
Let me thread the needle a little bit. Real life situation. So if we're in a situation where, let's just say, a dude may text your phone, right? And I'm like, yo, I'm not comfortable with a nigga hitting your Instagram. I mean, I'm not comfortable with this and that. I mean, I expect you to have the same boundaries about me, because now we have set the stakes and boundaries of the relationships.
That's different.
I mean, why is that different?
Because whatever just bothered you, you said it right then and there. You didn't wait till she had somebody texting her phone and you said, and she was like, or she didn't, you didn't, it wasn't a time where she waited and you was like, go ahead, I'm mad at you, you just texting my phone. A girl just texted your phone and you was like, I was mad about you. I didn't like how a nigga just texted your phone.
I think the issue with that is, I think to what my sister's saying is like in reverse. If you say that's by you not saying something, it's saying that it's okay, right? So it's kind of like
right.
Yeah, so I'm on your side now.
Exactly. Exactly.
My sister tripping.
But when I'm saying, how do I know that you're upset about it because you didn't say nothing? You wait until I'm upset about it to say your feelings.
No. I'm not saying. Okay. Because what I'm getting at is there's a difference between a person that's trying to manipulate you and being like, well, I dealt with that last week, so you deal with it this week.
Let's just take out the word manipulation. Even if it's not manipulation, it's wrong. What
Okay,
you're doing is
no, I agree. It's the wrong way to think, because it's like, okay, well, I was able to swallow it. Why aren't you able to swallow it?
And you don't, right? That's the wrong thing to think, right?
It's okay. But that's how some people think. Now, I'm not saying that it's the right way to think. I'm not saying that, okay, well, your feelings are invalidated because last week I was able to deal with it, so this week you need to be able to deal with it. That's not what I'm saying.
Exactly.
But I'm saying there are people out here who are not trying to manipulate, and naturally they're like, you know what? I know that my partner wouldn't try me. So, yeah, I'm upset about them. I'm upset about somebody grabbing their ass, but I'm not going to go off on them because at the end of the day, I know that that's not my partner.
And so I expect, because I didn't go off, that this 3 weeks later, if I do the same thing, she shouldn't go off.
That's not realistic.
And that's what I'm saying is, the people who naturally think that way, you're naturally are the fuck wrong.
Let me just tell you. Let me give you a perfect example, Tamia. So, and you know this situation in real life time. My last relationship, she was so passive. I mean so passive. And if she was to turn, and mind you, a lot of the things that I would ask her, it would be probable because, for example, there was a YouTube video, whatever, where this big influencer asked me to do a lingerie reaction to what she was wearing. Right. And I was very hesitant on it, but the last hesitation I had was, let me ask my girl, let me see if she's comfortable with that. If not, I'm good. I mean, she was okay. Roles reverse, hell no. I mean, and it was, for me, it's all for, I'm an influencer, this would be good exposure. Roles reverse, I'm not uncomfortable with that. I mean,
but that's okay.
That's the same jock swinging his
But
shit.
you know what you should have did? If you feel like, if she was to ask me this and I'm uncomfortable with it,
I should never did it.
Even though she says she's comfortable with it, I'm not gonna do it.
No,
I'm not gonna do it.
But that's what I mean. But that's what I'm saying.
I'm not uncomfortable.
I think in my head, I kind of questioned how much this had been mattered to her, and should I miss out on this opportunity? Like, I think that was kind of the premise of it, and so that was kind of a monopoly. Yeah. A type of situation, whatever, because I kind of questioned everything else.
It's so tricky though, because
that's what I mean. Because it's like you have those people who can accept certain things that you can accept. But that's not saying that you not being able to accept it is wrong. That's just saying we have two different views. That's not saying that I'm gonna manipulate you, Taylor.
Taylor. Sponsor me.
I'm not saying that you're invalid for feeling type of way because I just dealt with this last week. That's not saying that, but that's just saying I can swallow shit because me and my boyfriend talk about this all the time. The celebrities in my DMs and the comments and
then I feel like if you could swallow it, don't mention this shit when I'm saying I'm upset about it. You swallowed it. You don't care about it. What you mentioning it right now for? Because I'm mentioning it.
Yeah, I like that.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So, all right. Listen, at what point? Listen, y'all. I'm sugar daddy, sugar brother. I'm everything.
This
sugar
is
friend.
Sponsored by, what you say? Sponsored by.
Matter of fact, you just reminded me. Hey, man, this video is sponsored by Burnout Challenge.
Burnout Challenge, baby.
Make sure you download Burnout Challenge Fitness. All right?
Push it to the limit.
It is on the App Store. It is on its way to
look at that.
the Android App Store and on Google Play. My sister clearly, let me see your muscles.
I've been in the gym.
Go and put your muscles up there.
Give me some more products. Give me some more.
Clearly, she ain't
Look
use
at the abs. Look at the abs. Look at the abs.
Damn, you strong. What the fuck?
Look at the legs.
Damn.
I'm talking about Burnout Challenge.
Your ass built like Cola Ray.
On Instagram, you going to see.
Wow.
Cut that out.
My sister, nigga, do not edit that. My sister built like Cola Ray. Every time I see, like, that's my little sister.
Go to hell.
But listen, but yeah, make sure y'all download Burnout Challenge
and
Fitness.
Boogie Affirmations.
And download Boogie Affirmations.
Such
All
good
right.
app.
All right, let me start off with asking the
28.
question, right?
Go ahead.
Yes, get it.
DMs are open.
Okay. If your partner provides for your kids financially sometimes, but you have a full-on, they have their full-on dad and they have a full-on mom. The partner just helps sometimes, maybe when the mom falls short, just because she's with the mom, right? Do you feel like it's okay for her to be a part of everything when it comes to the kids and the parents? So, for instance, say if it's their birthday, right? Not a birthday party, because I can understand them coming to a birthday party, but say if it's their birthday, right? And the dad and the mom just want to go pass out some cupcakes for like 10 minutes. That's it. Pass out, surprise her with some cupcakes.
Cupcakes where?
At her school.
Okay.
Do you, and they're there for like 10 to 15 minutes. Do you feel like the partner should be included in that? Or is it bad if you say, no, let us have some private moment with our kids? Why do we have to include you in every last single thing?
I think that goes to show a lot of the relationship. I think the relationship that the parents have matter the most in that situation. So if it's a toxic situation where, like, let's just say some things came up, like baby daddy may have been flirting with baby mama and baby mama's my girlfriend, right? Mm-hmm. I would not be that comfortable with them being in the same vicinity because I'm just not going to trust.
When do you get over that, though? Because they have to be around forever. So you telling me a year later they can't pass out cupcakes to their kids because something that happened 2 years ago or a year ago, you still not comfortable with?
Yeah, I love this topic because it's so dicey. I mean, because you have kids and then you still have the obligation of being my woman.
So I gotta go
exclusiveness.
every time because we did something a year ago. Maybe like me and him just broke up. I got with you. Me and him was still flirting. That was about 2 years or a year ago. or me and him still have feelings. That was about a year or 2 years ago. Maybe that was the case. That's not the case for me. I'm just saying. Maybe that was
scenarios.
Yeah, that's scenarios. Yeah. Maybe that was the case. And now it's a year later or 2 years later. We all supposed to have moved past it, but secretly you haven't. So you feel some type of way that you weren't invited to pass out cupcakes.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like it depends on what that relationship is like. You know what I mean?
It depends on the person.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to be a person and you know that you're too insecure to deal with certain shit, don't be with somebody. Like, when you get into a relationship with somebody, you know you're going to know their past. You're going to know that I dealt with my baby daddy a year ago. Nah, I was like, this is me.
That's definitely not my sister. All right, respectfully.
Fuck with him. But I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean?
Like, if you know that, okay, Shorty used to deal with her baby daddy a year ago, if you know that you're not you're not confident enough to say, all right, well, I know she used to deal with him a year ago, but that's over now, and I'm dealing with her. If you know you're not that type of dude, then you don't put yourself in that perspective. Don't put yourself in that position, because now you're jeopardizing the relationship with the mom, the relationship with the dad, the relationship between co-parents, the relationship with the kids. Like,
and also what I feel like is the argument is always, oh, I would like to have been a part of that because I'm also here helping you with them, helping you raise them. But you can kind of tell the difference when someone is mad about not being a part of something and missing something for the kids, or they're really mad because y'all were there alone and they weren't there.
Yeah,
you can tell the difference, and a lot of times it be just because
I think
y'all were there without me. Yeah. I wanted to be there on your arm so I can show that we're together and see what your guys are doing and make me feel special. I'm gonna be honest, and not insecure.
Like being like. Let's just use the word baby daddy. I don't like the word baby mom, baby daddy, but let's just use it for simplicity.
Mother's father.
So let's just say baby daddy, right? I don't like being a baby daddy because it gives the signature. You have to understand that being a baby daddy, being a baby mom's means that this is really your ex. And y'all are still around each other. And I have to be okay with y'all being in close proximity when I'm not there. Y'all not talking. No, that's not just life, because everybody doesn't have to deal with that. Only people that choose a baby mama has to deal with that.
Right, and because you chose that, that's something that you're going to have to deal with, and your partner that you choose is going to have to understand that.
Right.
Because they know you have a child, and they know... Don't date nobody with no kids then.
Right. So this is the thing about this. I feel like I can still date you, but I can still date you within my boundaries of covering myself. Thanks. Like I'm gonna, where y'all gonna be at? Oh, yeah. All right, well let me be there. This is me dating somebody.
So every time they have to share every moment with their kids
I don't
with you.
Think every time.
I can't say every time. You can't say every time.
But well, let's just say if it was every time.
But a lot of times.
I think that is part of that person choosing you. So now let me give the perfect example. Let's play devil's advocate right here. Me and you, right? Mm-hmm. You have kids, right? Mm-hmm. If you was to tell me, I have kids, I have 2 kids, right? Mm-hmm. And I was to be like, okay. And you tell me you're cool with your baby daddy and all that. And I say, okay, well that's cool. Mm-hmm. As long as when y'all together, I'm around. I mean, if you was to say no, I would not mess with you.
And that's respectfully. I would not mess with you
that's
either.
It.
I would not mess with you either because you feel like...
Why would you not mess with me?
That's an automatic trust issue. I do not trust you alone with this person.
Would you trust me alone with my ex?
You don't have kids with them.
Would you trust me alone with my ex?
You don't have kids.
There's a difference.
With them, yes, there's a
huge difference.
That. We both know there's a difference for somebody who has kids. When you have kids... There's forced a bigger picture. To be around each other. So because you're forced to be around each other, I'm forced to be around you, but I'm also faithful to my partner. So I'm going to respect my partner and just deal with you with the kids. You have to know your partner.
Married before you carry, folks.
You have to know your partner. So if you don't trust your partner and you feel like, I don't trust you. So every time you be with him, I want to be there.
So would you trust me alone with my ex, even though you trust me?
Can
I go chill with my ex? Like if we just handing out fucking gift cards.
Because there's no reason for you to chill with them.
There's a difference.
If you're chilling for your kids, you're obligated. You're obligated. It's an obligation versus a choice.
That makes sense.
You don't have to chill with your ex.
You don't.
But you have to be around your kids. That's an obligation. Right. So yes, I would trust you if it was an obligation. If it was a choice, we don't even need to make that choice because you don't have to do that.
I like that.
Right. So, and the thing about it is like the kids are the bigger picture. So if your baby daddy or your baby mother, if y'all are not together, y'all are exes, but y'all are exes with like
Obligation.
Yeah.
You're
Y'all
not an
amicable.
ex with I'm just around you because you're an ex, like because you have the choice, you cannot be around them. But if you have my kids 24/7, you have way more obligation than, oh, you're just somebody I had dealings with. There are attachments to that person. So yeah, I can trust you, but do I trust you around your ex? Shit, I could trust you around your ex. But do I trust you around your ex as much as I trust you around your baby mother? No, because your ex has no ties to you. So there is no reason for you to be around this person.
It's no reason. It's no reason. I will trust you. I will trust you with an ex if there's an obligation.
Right.
I'm not going to trust
and
you
not
with
a
the
dog.
ex if
A
there-
dog don't count.
Exactly.
A pet do not count.
I'm not
Fuck
going to
outta
trust you
here.
with the ex if there's no application because you don't have no reason to be around them. You're choosing to be around them for what reason? If it's not an obligation, why do you want to be around them?
Right.
I can understand if you want to be around them for other reasons.
Ooh, I got a question. I got a question.
Bang.
So let's say you're dating someone and something happens to their ex passes or something crazy like that, right? Right?
Say it again. Read
So
the question one more time.
let's say that you are dealing with an ex. I mean, let's say that you're talking. No, you're dating. You've been dating someone for a year, and their ex passes, and this ex is from a year and a half ago, right? And they're showing emotions. Like, they're feeling some type of way. This ex has passed. They're feeling some type of way. They're upset. They're hurt. Do you feel some type of way about them feeling a way about their ex passing? Do you give them a pass? Do you still love them the same? Do you comfort them? Do you still want to be with them?
Ooh, boy, that's so dicey.
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
So the thing about it is, if your ex passed away, I feel like you should definitely be still cognizant on that this is another man or this is another girl.
I'll go to the funeral with you.
The insecurity is screaming. He's dead.
I'll go to the funeral with you, though.
He's
I will.
dead.
I got you, but this is my household, so I'm gonna finish saying what I gotta say.
My household.
So I think it's definitely a commendable part. Like, for example, if you guys have kids, like you and that ex that's passed
Let's
away.
take kids out of it. Let's take kids
So,
out of it.
okay,
The
let's
only
take-
reason
let's
why
take kids
because
out of it.
kids are such a huge obligation. Like
Exactly. So
like
it makes sense if you would be sad.
if my child's father passes, that's a huge part of my child's development. I'm
Yeah.
gonna feel some type of way.
Exactly.
Because now my
Yeah.
child's development
Let's
has
take
a
it-
whole
let's-
nother
yeah,
roller
so let's
coaster.
take
So
kids
we
That's
gotta
out
when I
of
take
it.
kids
step
out.
in, though.
So
That's-
let's take
that's
kids
when
out of it.
I
I don't
as-
think
as a
any
boyfriend
man-
Man want to be
step in.
stepdaddy so bad.
I don't think
Do
any
step
I don't think any man and I can only speak for myself, but I'm also try to ask from the masses if you disagree. I don't think anybody would be comfortable with their woman, the woman you say you love, the woman that looks at you as a king, also looks at another man just because he passed as a king as well.
No one
I don't
said
think
that. You can't say I'm not crying over him because he's a king. I'm crying over him because this is someone who I crossed paths with and I spent
No.
2 years
Crying
of my
is
life
one
with.
thing. Crying is one thing, but accepting pictures around the house and stuff,
Nah,
and
that's
constantly
wild.
posting pictures of him.
Okay,
Like,
nobody
that's
was
different.
talking about that. You
But
can be
just
sad
being
over
emotional
it.
that you lost anybody you know. I have to
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's not
that was the
foreign at all.
question.
Yeah.
The question was if an ex passed, would you fault your partner for feeling some type of way about that ex passing? But I mean, pictures around the house,
That's
you're
excessive.
wilding now. Like you're wilding
Yeah.
now. All right, let's get a little deeper.
What you think it would be okay for the partner to go to the funeral?
Right.
Yes.
I was gonna ask that.
I would.
I feel like yes,
I would.
That's okay. It's a funeral.
That is a part.
I want to see these.
This is
family
the thing.
members.
I would even go to the facts of like, okay, the year mark of when they passed. Like, I will go as your girlfriend. I will bring you to the gravesite and you can visit her because that was somebody who brought you to me. In my opinion, that was somebody who.
You saying you gonna go to his gravesite every year?
No, I'm saying if I'm dealing with someone and their ex passed, and the year I'm sorry for whoever this date is. I apologize. I'm just saying the random date. Let's just say January 25th, right? January 25th, their ex passed, and we're going to the gravesite January 25th the next year. you know, I'm that person. I'm okay with bringing you to your ex's gravesite because that's somebody who brought you to me. That's somebody who had an effect. Whatever y'all went through brought you to me, whether I like it or not.
To what you're saying he is part of her story,
right?
I mean, or she's part of his story.
She's the reason why he's here.
I'm sorry, I'll let you go to the gravesite. I'm not going with you.
I'll go with you.
I mean, just part of support.
Moral support. He's gonna be emotional. Like I can honestly say I will be okay.
I can go to the funeral. I see
what you're saying.
I feel like a grave site every year is pushing it. Like what the fuck?
Not every year. I'm saying that 1 year. I'm saying that 1 year. I'm not gonna say every year, but I'm saying that first year passed. That first 365 days.
What about year 2?
Year 2, even year 2. But if it's 7 years, if it's 7 years down the line and you're like, yeah, babe, I want to visit again. Okay, now you can go by yourself. At this point, you've coped with the fact that they're gone. But that first year, that second year, I'm okay with going with you because you're going to need that moral support. No matter if you're crying over someone who you once loved before me, that's okay. That was before me. I have to, if I love you and I love you wholeheartedly, I'm okay with accepting the fact that you've loved someone before me and you're crying over someone who passed before me.
But I'm grateful, though, that man is dead because now I got you.
Oh, my goodness. All right, listen, y'all. Listen.
Hey, yo.
All right, y'all, listen up. Hey, man, this has been a great podcast.
This shit got deep.
A lot. I'm not going to lie, we got deep tonight, y'all. We got really
getting deep and down with the boogie.
We got grown with
We didn't get boogie down, we got boogie deep.
Boogie deep, man. Look, on the boogie down. So, is there any closing statements y'all want to make before, we close out?
Follow me on Instagram at MamaaMiyah. If you didn't get the first time, now you got it.
That's MamaaMiyah. You heard. Y'all make sure y'all go follow my sister. And listen, when I call her my sister, I just want y'all to know this is my blood.
No, like that.
Like the blood that's in my body is in her body too. You know what I mean?
We came out the same nutsack.
All right, that's crazy.
Wow. I'm looking at your daddy's balls right now. That's wow.
Daddy balls is crazy. It's only 2 of them.
Bam, daddy.
But listen. And he just said it. I ain't know what to say back. So, Des, you got any closing statements you want to make?
I don't got no questions, no statements, or none of that, man. I hope y'all don't hate me this podcast.
I feel like Desha really chose like the high road. No, she chose the high road today.
Oh, no.
She was very logical.
Because she really could have ate y'all asses up.
I thought we was going to speak on that, too. I thought we was going to speak on the conversation.
I started to eat y'all up. But you know what? One thing about me, I don't never regret what I say because it's me.
Right.
If I ever,
real.
Yeah, I'm very real, 1,000%. You might not agree with me. I do not care. It's a million other people on the planet. They might agree with me. So I'm
bring
okay.
them millions over here.
Boogie down.
So hate me or not, I still love y'all. I'm happy to be on the motherfucking show. Make sure y'all follow me at Desha_Cherie.
And one thing I do want to say is no, and I seen this in a song. I heard this in a song, and it said, "Know that you are loved, even though you may not love yourself."
Facts.
So yes, out there, all of his followers know that you are loved, and
we love y'all.
And we love y'all, and we'll see y'all next time. If you're 6'5" or above, 6'2", let me know. Hop in them DMs; they are wide open.
Ciao.
Hey man, this was a great episode. I feel like we got real grown. You went from the 20s to the 25s and ups, and I enjoyed it. Not me more than anything. Any way that y'all feel 24s and ups, you know what I mean? Any way that y'all feel watching this video, feel free to comment. If y'all are enjoying this content, it's my main premise of this content is a vulnerability about relationships. Not everything has to be the educational correct. Answer. This is where we're coming, and we'll come to a middle. That makes more sense. You know what I mean? And if you guys have any perspectives, feel free to comment below. And if you guys are enjoying this content, feel free to comment as well.
Double tap, subscribe,
all that good
comment,
stuff, man.
like, share.
And share with your friends.
Follow.
Hey man.
Follow.
Look.
And if I jump in your DMs, don't block me.
Hey man, it's
Oh
been your
my
boy Ty Boogie, not me on the Boogie Down podcast.
Yo, let's
I'm
go.
outta here, man. Peace.
Support black colleges, y'all.
Yeah, well, you gotta meet yourself in the
I
middle.
hate
with
being
that.
questioned. Like the other day, I'm gonna give you an example. I was irritated with my partner, so I went to the gym. The gym closed at 10, but she thought it closed at 9. So right at 9, while I'm still at the gym, she's calling me. Where you at? I'm irritated because I'm like, don't worry about it. I see when you get home. I see you when I get home. She like, no, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I see you when I get home. It just irritated me because like, if I already told you before I left the house that I was coming to the gym, regardless if you thought it was over at 9 or what, why are you calling me, questioning me?
What happens if you reassure her in that situation? What happens?
If I reassure her,
Yeah,
why should I have to do that?
What goes wrong?
Why should I have to do that?
Why shouldn't you do that?
That's insecure. That means you thinking I'm outside of the gym. And you have to call me and see what I'm doing.
Talking to the mic.
That means you're insecure. It's you think it's past 9 o'clock, so you think I'm outside of the gym. So you probably think I'm doing something I have no business, or you think I'm doing something. So you want to call and just make sure.
That's what you're assuming.
That is called
that what she said?
insecure.
Is that what she said?
That's not what she said.
Okay, so
Right,
boom.
because she
Now-
didn't
now,
call you
on
and
the
say
flip-
you're doing something. She called
Word.
you and said, where you at?
On
Why
the
does
flip
it
side,
matter?
on the
I said
flip
I was
side-
going to the gym.
Now, Desha, let me ask you a question. On the flip side, what if she's concerned on whether or not your ass got robbed?
Exactly.
Now, I mean, what if she's concerned that you're in the
When you
dark
know
by
your
yourself?
partner, you know your partner. I know why.
But
she's
until she
asking.
says those things, it's an assumption.
Yeah, you got
know
to
what I mean?
you
So
have to
what?
reassure your partner like
What?
that. Like,
What
rest assured
happens?
I'm good.
What happens when you don't like? What happens?
So what if I
you
would have
reassure her?
said, "I'm good. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm good." What if she still said, "But where are you at?"
You say where you're at. Like, why is it an
At
issue
that
to
point,
say
she's
where you're at?
asking because of insecurity, not to make sure you're okay.
Why?
If
is
you
it
love a person,
problem?
it don't matter. You have to make them sacrifices. If you love a person, even it don't matter how bad you just like, oh my gosh, stop calling me. It's like, hey baby, I'm at the gym. I'm gonna call you back, okay? All right. Now there's no other questions because
Like,
you already
why
clarified.
even go home to that tension? Like, why
I
is
just
your
feel like
ego
because
so
I
high?
feel like some people is not me trying to be difficult. I promise. It's just me trying to point out how insecure you are, and it's not okay.
How is that being insecure?
You have to provide the recipe for the mac and cheese before you tell a motherfucker, hey, make the best mac and cheese ever. You have to provide the recipe for it first. If you don't provide the recipe for the mac and cheese, you can't expect the best mac and cheese. You can't expect the mac and cheese that you like because you never provided the recipe.
Eating
I
noodle
guess
soup.
I just feel like a lot of times, and I guess we should stop doing this in relationships as well. A lot of times I expect her to do and say what I would do. I would never
Exactly.
call her.
That is my biggest
and-
problem
Yeah, I would
in
never
life.
call her and say, hey, what you doing, after she already told me she was going to the gym and coming back. I would never say, hey, keep calling, what you doing, where you at, where you at. I would never do that, so I expect her to do the same. And I guess that's my biggest
Yeah,
thing
you
in a
can't expect
relationship.
that.
I can't expect that person to do the exact same thing that I would, but you want that though. You want to be equally yoked as your person, on the same page as your person, speaking the same language as your person. So when they do something that's not of you or like you, you be like, I would have never did that. Why are you doing that?
Right,
So one thing that my brother taught me was
which
like,
brother you talking about?
this
'Cause
one.
you got a lot.
Ty Boogie in the building.
This.
Well, one thing he told me was like, to me, you hurt your own feelings because you expect people to give the same, or expect people to love the same, or expect people to,
I feel like in a
communicate the
relationship,
same
you're supposed to expect
that you do.
though.
Everybody loves different. So let me ask y'all a question: do y'all believe in love languages? Because one person's way of love is reassurance. And another person's love can just be communication.
You're right.
So
Physical
my love
touch.
language can be you tell me what you got going on and you express to me your issues. And then their love language could be, baby, you always make me feel like when I'm questioning something, you got my back and you telling me what's going on. So you can't necessarily say in a relationship that, you know, everybody is, you should expect the person to be on the same wave because it's just not possible.
Because everybody has different love languages. That
Exactly.
Everybody's
makes a lot,
love
that makes a
language
lot
are
of sense
different.
because I feel like my love languages is definitely way different than hers.
Desha, you have triggers that's different from hers. She
Yeah.
is voicing her triggers, and you're not respecting the fact that that is just a trigger for her. Is a difference between her coming at you like you're doing something, like Desha.
Do you know some people will ask something and not say it, but you,
That just means that
they're not going to say it. Like, they're not going to say,
Right.
hey, I know you're fucking somebody on the couch. They're going to beat around it. What you're doing, where you at, how long were you there, why were you
But
there?
they're giving you a chance. They're giving you a chance.
They're giving you a chance.
They're giving you a chance to just let me
reassure
feel
them.
good in this situation because this may be triggering
How
me
long
to
is
some,
that supposed to go on? How
As
long
long-
do I
as
supposed
long-
to
as long as your
they-
love
That's
lasts.
not right. I have to keep reassuring
Does she
you
have to do
because
that for you?
So
No,
listen,
I don't require that.
Because I have been in a
trust
relationship
you.
where I had to do
You
that for
should
2
trust
years.
me. I have to keep on reassuring you over and over and over and over again until you finally trust me.
That's how trust works.
I'm already.
I feel like
trusting you.
no, I don't agree. I feel like there's a breaking point. I was in a relationship
There
with
is a
somebody who
breaking
literally had me proving myself for 2 years, and everything I was accused of, they were doing. So it's like, damn, I spent 2 years trying to prove to you that I'm not doing what you're accusing me of, but you're still doing it. So at some point, you have to ask yourself, okay, if I've provided them all the
facts.
freaking formulas, the
But,
facts, the
Samia,
proof, and they don't believe it, at some point you have to let that shit go.
on
The
showing
difference
you.
between what you said and what she's saying is you said accusing. She says somebody asked a question. And the question
But
that
you
was
know
being
you're-
asked,
but-
hold on, the question that was being asked wasn't an aggressive question. It was, yo, the gym closed at 9 and it's 10:30.
But the gym did not close at 9. The gym
She
closed
thought
at
the
10.
gym closed
Yeah,
at
she
9.
thought that.
In her perspective of her life.
So why not think if the gym closed at 9, maybe she stopped by the store or the gas station?
So
Why?
where did she say
Imagine
that? Did she say that you're on a dick?
But no, imagine somebody beating you down every moment. If you
What was
don't
the
come
example
home
of her
by this
beating you
time,
down?
or if you're not done by this time, where you at? What you doing? What?
So
I feel like sometimes in a relationship we have to have our own space and individuality.
I believe that
and
too.
our own. We have to. You cannot be up my spine, up my back every single minute because I didn't get out the gym at 9:02. You're gonna call me at 9:03.
Okay.
But
So-
okay, so
I agree.
if a person acts nonchalant about your time and your being, are you gonna get upset? Like he's just, I don't care where she's at.
I
Oh,
know if
okay.
somebody is being genuinely asking me if I'm okay. All of us know our partner.
Right.
We know our
And
partner.
one thing
and
I know
when
about my
somebody's
partner-
being genuine,
Word.
and I will say, okay, no, I'm fine, and nothing didn't happen. I want to way home. But I know when somebody's being genuine and when somebody's being nosy and insecure.
I got you, but I think that out of love, we have to reassure our partners. And not only that, there's times where it's
To
like,
what certain point? Do you feel like you should do that the whole
if I'm
relationship?
getting accused, I'm not
That's
gonna deal with
different.
that.
That's
Yeah,
different.
But
that's
if
different.
you're asking me like,
Why do you think they're asking you though? Because they're thinking you might
'cause
be
there
doing
might be
something,
a
so
point-
I need you to reassure me.
There might be a point in
If
the
I didn't think you were doing nothing at all, it wouldn't even be a question of me asking you.
I
That's
got
not
you.
true.
But this is the thing
don't-
about life, okay? As much as we like to say we trust 100%, nobody trusts any other person 100%. Now I mean, there's always that little bit of door room that you leave for somebody to do something. Now I mean, and that little thought, all you need is a little bit of, no, baby, I'm just at the gas station. I mean, to make you feel all the better.
How long
Now, I
are
mean,
you supposed to be like that?
as long as I love this person, respectfully.
That is
Now, I mean,
crazy.
Now,
I've been
if
married for you to 10 years and you still ask me why I was at the gas station 5 minutes longer than I was supposed to.
no,
Because listen, because
a
what we talk
way
about all the
it's
time,
being
patterns.
asked. It's a way it's being asked. Listen,
The
if
meaning behind
all right, so
being
boom,
asked
so
because
boom.
you don't trust-
Like my
I
sister
would
just
not
said.
ask at all because I know either I trust this person. Maybe he's 5 minutes behind because he's doing X, Y, and Z. Now, if I'm genuinely concerned, I can ask, "Are you okay?" That's fair. But let's be real. Am I genuinely concerned?
How many times has
or
that
do
worked
I
out for
think
you?
Something's wrong with you?
How many times has that worked out for you?
I haven't been in a very long relationship or a marriage, but I'm saying if I was to be, I would not appreciate for my person to be questioning me and having me reassure them after I showed them years of trust. You have to keep on needing reassurance from me. I've been with you for 10 plus years, and I still got to explain to you
This is really
why
hard.
I've been in the gas station 5 minutes longer, not because you're concerned, but because you're insecure
But
or
Desha,
because you think something might have happened. That's ridiculous.
I understand, but I think if somebody does not say that I feel like you're doing X, Y, and Z, you are projecting something else. You're projecting something else that you've dealt with somebody
like I said,
else.
I feel like you have to know your person. You know if your person insecure or not. You know if your person genuinely concerned or if they really insecure.
So listen, if you know that your person goes to the gas station at 9:03, they come home at 9:11. That time that they come home at 9:16, you're not asking where you been on some. What the fuck you been doing? It's on some. you okay? Like, you typically home at this time.
And
I'm not
that's
being
what I'm
insecure.
saying.
I'm being concerned.
So if you think your
And that's
person's
what-
insecure,
and
why you
that's-
with them
And
though?
that's what I'm saying. You will have some people that's insecure. You know your partner. You know if they genuinely.
Because I dealt with somebody
concerned.
who would ask me.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with somebody who asked me in a concerned manner because he genuinely wants to know if I'm okay. And then
And
I've
you
dealt with
know
somebody
that.
who literally like, you've been at the store, you probably on the phone with a nigga. I know you on the phone with a nigga. I know you
Yeah,
probably
but
out
what
with
if you
the.
got that person?
That is a different way of
Listen,
asking
no.
though.
What if you got that person who thinks like that but won't say it like that?
Because of course I've dealt with the
They'll
dude
say,
that be like,
why you at the store? But they won't say, I know you at the store because you with that nigga. They won't say that because they know it sounds
But how do
crazy.
you know
because
that? though?
listen,
'Cause
but
you
this
know
is
your
what I do.
person.
But this is no, that's facts. That's facts. I've dealt with a nigga that would be like, oh, you still at the store? Oh, all
So
right.
if a nigga's
And you
not, if a
know
nigga
what
not,
that mean. You
wait,
know
hold
they're
on, hold
not
on.
genuinely concerned because you're still at the store.
But
You
what I
know
do is
deep
I do
down
my
it's
part.
because they're
Respectfully.
insecure, thinking you're doing something. You know your person, whether they say the words or not. You know your person.
You do your part
Okay.
until you do your part, and when it becomes too much, where it's like, when it becomes not questions but it comes accusations, then you say, I'm not proving myself anymore.
Accusations is different. So now,
You know there could be an accusation
I got
in
you.
the tone without words, right?
I got you. So let me ask you a question. So since you're saying that you know your person, so how do you know your person enough to know when is the difference between this person is asking me because they're concerned and this person is asking me because it's an hour and 30 minutes later from the time they think the gym is closed, like, or they're accusing me of something. How do you know the difference? And don't say the tone, because you said you know your person enough for them not to shift their tone, and you still know the difference. So how do you know?
What do you mean? I know I didn't say that. I did not say I know the person enough not to shift their tone. The tone will.
You just said you know your person.
I do know my person. I know from previous experiences over and over again from the past, whether they're concerned and they're not. From previous experience, every time they've asked me these questions is because they thought something was going on. They thought this was that. They thought this was that.
Word.
It's from you know your person. And the reason why you know your person because you went through this over and
So,
over and over
alright,
and over
so
and over
let me-
again.
let me
from
a-
them.
let me ask you another
And
question.
their
Can I ask you
tone
another
really
question?
doesn't have to change anymore. Their tone can really stay the same, and you
Word.
can you
You know by the pattern.
Word. So let me ask you a question. What if my where you at started out as I don't really trust you, and then it turned into I'm worried about your security?
I know the difference. I'm sorry.
How do you know the difference? It sounds the same.
Me
coming from me.
personally, and you can call me wrong, I'm very observative. I read body language very, very, very
too.
well. I read tones very, very well. What you say before and what you say after, that lets me know what you really meant. So all that plays a part. If you say, where you at? Where you at? Is you okay? Is it okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
So do you think-
If you say, where you at? Oh,
So
that's
what
where you
happens
at?
in what happens in
Alright.
the case of reinsurance though? What happens in the case of reinsurance? If it's the same thing, then that's when you be like, you know what? I've reassured you the past 5 times that you felt this type of way, and I could tell you felt this type of way. I don't owe you that anymore. But if there are gaps being left open and questions that aren't answered and insecurities that aren't being
That's
taken
not what
care
Tyreek
of.
said. He said he feels the need to reassure as long as you love that person.
So you're gonna have to
Because you have to understand, if you love somebody, I have to understand you come from a different boat. You know, your ex made you feel some type of way. As long as
And
you're
how
not
long are you
accusing me.
supposed to deal with that?
If
Do
my
you
shorty
keep
asks
saying,
no,
you
no,
keep
no.
saying,
They
long
should-
as
they
she
should-
accuse
hold
you out her mouth, do you know
No,
that a
accusing
person
me is different.
will ask you where you at? Not
And for
telling
me
you.
to say I'm at the podcast room, what does that do for me? If she replies with "No, you're not," now it's a problem.
Right. Now
Okay,
I don't
so
owe
what
you
I'm
anything.
saying
What
is,
wrong does it do me when
what
she
I'm
asks me where I'm
saying
at?
is, I told her I was going to the gym.
And
Okay.
then you also,
It's
I
Where
want
you
to
at?
those
I
people.
think the gym is closed. So where you at right now? Why is that a problem?
Do you not trust me to come home? Do you think I'm doing something else?
If you're
No,
not home
my
and it's an hour
clarification-
30 minutes later,
I
and
can-
I think the gym is closed, where you at? Why is that an issue for
I
you to tell
can
me
see
that?
if it was out of concern, but it was not out of concern. It was, I think you may be doing
So then-
something you
Switch the
might
shoes.
not be
Switch
doing.
the shoes. Switch the shoes.
I'm sorry, hold on. I'm sorry. But then you have to tell your partner, say, hey, look, this is really starting to bother me. Can you please not do this? And if they keep
I agree.
continuously asking,
agree.
I'm trying to help you out here. If they really continuously doing this,
Do
keep-
what?
Say
keep having you reassure them.
Keep having them reassurance. Like, baby, look, you got me. I'm yours. You should not have to worry about this.
Is it worry? Is
No,
it
no.
worry or is it security?
At
what point is there
it's secure.
differentiation?
You know the difference.
You can really not have a point. But the thing about it is, though, you do have to give them a little bit leeway to say, hey, you need to stop doing this. This is driving me away from you.
So I should
Wait a
feel
minute.
like
This is
asking
driving
my
me
lady
away
where
from
she's at
you
is
instead
gonna
of to
push
you.
her away. Asking my lady where she's at is gonna push her away.
Let's fuck the shoes.
No.
I'm not saying
It's not. It's not.
I don't want you to think
Yes,
that
that is
because
what you're
she's no. That's not what I'm
It-
saying.
it-
Because she's asked me
thinking
where
of
I'm
a
at
point
plenty
all
of
the
times.
time.
I'm not saying, oh, I'm at the store. If my girl call me, where you at? I can't never tell her where I'm at.
So what's
Or I
different
feel like
about this time?
What's different
Her
about
tone
this
didn't
time
change,
is
and
I did not say her.
No,
tone
she's
did not
saying
change.
the tone told her that it was out of context and it wasn't a genuine
Exactly.
ass.
Well, I said how is being said does say a lot about what's being said. I mean, that's a fact. But
How it's
her-
being said, yes, and
well, her
knowing your
asking you-
person.
her asking you where you at should not be an issue. I mean, if it is an issue, that's you projecting something else.
Okay, let's say if you tell your partner, I'm going outside today, I'm going to the hookah lounge with my friends, I'm going to Sativa's, and I'm at Sativa's, I'm having fun, and I leave Sativa's, and she calls me, where you at? Why can't I just have fun with my friends? Why do you have
I'm
to
leaving
check?
Sativas. I'm leaving
But why
Sativas.
do
We
you
about
have
to go to
keep
X, Y, and
checking
Z.
in? I
Because
feel
that's
like a
part of
person-
communication. No, fuck
That's
safety.
not-
That's communication.
Let's keep it real. It don't be safety. It's you want to know that every fucking
Call a
move.
spade a spade. It is communication. That is the issue. So many people have this huge ass ego.
You can't be independent in a relationship.
Listen. So many people have this huge ass ego against. Why do I have to do that? Why do I? If you love me, just tell me you're at fucking CVS.
But there's some people who will take
I'm not
advantage
trying
of
to
that. They will
control-
call you, where you at? I'm at Sativa's. Then you get to another spot. What y'all doing? I'm doing this. Then you get to another spot.
Now
What's
that's when it becomes excessive.
Right. That's when
That
it's
is
like,
a
okay, now you
difference.
have to have that
But
conversation.
if you said you was at Sativa's and Sativa's closes at 2:30, baby, where you at? I mean, that shit closed at 2:30.
it's
You-
4
like,
o'clock.
Where you at?
Who to say you ain't go somewhere else?
Where
That
are
wasn't
you?
established. That communication wasn't already
You know what
set.
I mean?
Like, for example, if you
Simple.
if you know your partner get off at 4:30, they don't come home till 6. You're not gonna be like, well, I know my partner, I trust him. You're gonna be like, you all right? Where you at? You good? I haven't heard from you. I don't know where you at. I don't know what's going on. 4:30 to 6 is an hour and a half. You have to have some type of communication. When you're in a relationship, communication is that's a must. It doesn't matter. It's no longer about just you. It's about you and their partner. Because it's
I
a
understand
couple.
that, but y'all got to keep it real.
So why your
are
girlfriend?
we
Why she
asking
can't
that
disappear on you for a
questions?
week?
Why?
Because she
why are
disappearing
we-
you for a week.
That's different.
Why is that different?
Because you're
trust
disappearing
her.
for 7 days and not saying anything. I said something. I'm saying just for today.
No,
just
the last
for a few
place
hours.
I think you were at.
I'm asking you. I'm telling you. I'm about to go out with my friends and have a good time. Why do you keep having to check on me? I don't need that. I can have a good time and then come home and babe, I just had a good time. I went to Sativa's. I went to this. I just had a good time. Why do you feel the need to keep checking on me?
I'm a person
Why
full of
can I
anxiety.
have some type of separation from you? I think the problem is, especially in I don't know about straight relationships, but lesbian relationships, they feel like they have to do everything together, know everything, go everywhere. You have to have some type of individuality. You have to have some time to miss your partner. You have to have some time away from your partner. You have to have some time with your friends. And what is wrong with me not checking in 24/7? If I tell you before I leave the house, I am going to Sativa's, I'm going out with my friends, we might go a few different places. Okay, cool. I'll see you when I get home. What's wrong with I see you when I get home?
Does she tell you to check in 24 hours?
She's the one
Every
who checks
hour
in,
on
is
the
what
day.
I'm saying. She's the one who checks in.
Well, maybe she's doing that out of the respect that she
I'm a
feels like she
person-
needs to give to you.
I'm a person full of anxiety.
How do you know they're doing that out of insecurity?
I'm a person full of anxiety.
in
I
on
can't
you?
deal with that. I can't deal with somebody I love going out and I don't hear from them for the past 7 hours. And I know Atlanta's full of killers, robbers, and drug dealers. What the fuck do I
Not
look
only-
like?
not
Saying,
only
all
that-
right, I won't speak to you for 7 hours because I know you out with your friends. Nah, I'm gonna check in on you because at the end of the day, I need my last words to you to be I love you, regardless of anything. You can get drunk and be fucked up and drive, and God forbid something happened to you, and she's trying to give you your space and not speak to you or not give you your space and not check in on you. Now that one message may have saved your life. There's a lot more to it.
I get the the 7-8 hours. Your partner gone from 3 p.m. and here it is 12 a.m. You want to check in and say, hey, you okay? You good? That's fine. But I only been out for 3 hours. Give me some fucking space.
And you can have that conversation. Like, if you got the type of relationship where you feel like you smothered, you should be able to have that conversation, because you don't want to go out and assume that the person is smothering you, and they don't know that they're smothering you. They just feel like they're checking in. You got to have that conversation. Hey, baby, you know, when I go out, I kind of just want to, you know what I'm saying? I'll check in, of
Some
course.
people feel like they're entitled to do that because they're your partner.
Then that just can't be a partner. If that's not how you work, then that can't be a partner. You have to be with somebody who understands your love language, who understands your communication.
So